Hello, everybody. What is going on? Today is the 14th of February, 2026, and it is Valentine's Day. If you're someone out there who doesn't necessarily have a romantic partner to celebrate Valentine's Day with, then maybe you're sharing it with friends, family members, people from work, people from school that you know, anybody. Doesn't have to just be for couples, married, partnered, or otherwise. Can be you and your mates, you and your pals, doing whatever you want to do. I'm lucky enough this Valentine's Day to be having my ninth Valentine's Day with my girlfriend. My partner, Helen, and I have been together for over 8 years. We're coming into the ninth year now. June will actually mark the official 9 year anniversary. But it's very exciting. It's very exciting because we have been together for a long time. We've been together since we were high school kids. We met each other at the end of year 11, or like during year 11, so end of high school. Then we did 2 years of sixth form college together, went off to university, survived a global pandemic, travelled to multiple countries, went up and down this massive country, and by this point we've done a lot together. But in 2022, we were driven apart by graduating university, and she's had to go back to her parents, and I've had to go back to mine. So we've been a couple from two separate postcodes for the last 5 years. And that's difficult because we went from being kids in high school to teenagers to being college people to then being university adults living in dorms with random people to then moving into our own house in university and having two or three of the best years of our life together. And then we got separated. Um, and it was difficult, very hard, and it was very challenging. But because of the type of couple we are, and because of the type of people we both are, we found ways to circumnavigate the problems, the issues, the distance, the Monday to Thursday slumps that we go through in order to enjoy the weekend. And that's why to us weekends are so special. Helen works and I work both full time jobs, and then obviously the channels are three additional channels on top of the full time job. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of work for me behind the scenes that not many people on camera will get to know about. She works a very important job as well. It's a very stressful job, but the benefit of them is that we both get pretty decent holidays, which means that we are able to synchronize during those holidays and make plans with our friends. We go out with Neve and Danny a lot, who are a couple that we're really close friends with, who we met in sixth form. I go out and see my friend Todd, who's a lad that I've been best friends with my entire life. And Helen gets to go out with her friends Zara and Philippa, who are similar. You know, known them forever. And on top of that, Helen's got family up here. Now I'm lucky. I've got my mum and dad, and they have friends who they go and socialise with a lot, which is nice for me because I'm not always worrying about them. Helen has got her mum and dad, and they tend to do stuff together more than necessarily other gangs of people. Like my mum and dad are very outgoing, they're very loud, very sociable people. They go out in mass groups all the time. Helen's mum and dad are a little bit more quieter, keep themselves to themselves. Her dad's really busy with band events and stuff. He's part of a brass band which he chairs and manages. And she has a sister, and her sister's local. I've got sisters. Some of them, unfortunately, I don't get to see as often as I'd like to, but one of them, who I love, is Kerry, and she's my sister. And she, unfortunately, lives in London, which is great for her and great for her kids and her husband and herself, but not necessarily for me being her brother. It makes Christmases, birthdays challenging and difficult. And to try and see them is one of the most important things to me because even though they are geographically quite far away, it's about a 4.5 hour car journey for both of us, give and take, to see each other. It's really important that I keep a good relationship with my sister because I've been there for her entire childhood of her two sons, who are my two nephews. And the one perk of Helen's sister being up here is that we get to see our two nieces, and that's quite nice. To see our two nieces is good fun, and obviously after a stressful day at work, it's nice to have a little bit of time to see them and to entertain them and to enjoy having them around. Like last Christmas, we dedicated all of Christmas Eve, all of Christmas Day, and all of Boxing Day to our nieces to celebrate them and to champion them. And we made it very family orientated from Helen's family's point of view. And I love Helen when she's around my family. She's really involved. My family are very again big loud characters, and they really suck her into the family dynamic. They really want her to be welcomed in, and I like that they do that for her because she gets to see that side of them, which I think is really nice. Um, Helen's family on a whole are a lot more quieter in personality and nature than let's say I would be or my family would be. I think my family are like one end of a spectrum, Helen's family the other end of the spectrum, and me and Helen kind of gel really well with each other because we fall right in that middle section. We love to go away and have time on our own, but then we also love to get involved with people and to be interactive with big groups and big communities, such as families and friends and work and stuff. Um, but this Valentine's Day is a big one because touch wood, as a turn of phrase, I really have everything crossed and hoped and prayed for that is possible to get us over the threshold that will take us from having these last 5 years of really awkward patched together Valentines, of being in separate locations and having to work out calendars and have to justify meeting up with each other for Valentine's Day, which is a stupid premise, but having to justify it, rationalize it, explain it to people that this is how it's going to be and this is what we're trying to aim to do next year, and then hopefully every other year that follows. Like when we do this video again, and that's why I'm making it today, is actually I'm filming this on the 13th of February, but I'd like to do it again in a year's time. This is 2026. You'll see us again in 2027, and hopefully this room will be different. Hopefully I'll be in a whole new house with Helen next to me, and we can make the video together, and we can play these two videos side by side, because hopefully that will mark this year. Should be the final threshold of leaving behind this awkwardness and being able to have celebrations like Valentine's Day and anniversaries and birthdays and holidays and Christmases without having to explain and without having to rationalize and work out timetables and figure out things and a million spinning plates. It's leaving the awkwardness behind and going into what should just be a normal thing, which is to celebrate Valentine's Day with your partner. And for us, it's going to be a lot. Having breakfast together for us is a lot because we don't get to do that. We do it once a week, maybe twice a week if we choose to have breakfast on a Saturday and a Sunday. It's very rare that we get to do things like that, and things that probably most couples will take for granted. I'll tell you a great scenario. I was in Helen's living room many occasions. I've been in Helen's mum and dad's house in their living room, and Helen's mum was making a cup of tea, and she'll offer to make me a cup of tea, and I'll decline it politely because Helen, I know, will make a decaf coffee to sit down and do a laptop work with, and when she goes to make me that coffee, in my instance, make her coffee my cup of tea, it's the first time in the week that she does that. She has the opportunity to even do that, even offer it. And most couples will probably take things that simple for granted because they've been married for X amount of years and there's kids involved and you've got, jobs and different lifestyles. But for me and Helen, the really simple things are really important. Getting to go in that bed and go to sleep, watching the same show, wake up in the morning, have the same plans, get to go and meet our friends together, get to come home from that night together. It's really hard because we've never had that given to us, except from when we were at uni. We were allowed it for 3 years at uni and then it was ripped away from us. So this Valentine's Day is a really special one because it should be that final step forward into a whole new frontier of what a relationship could be. Because waking up at separate houses, going to work from separate houses, coming home in the evening from separate houses, I am so lucky that I drive. Like I passed my test. I worked hard to pass my test, and I drive so I can pick her up. Because when I pick her up from work and take her back to her house, that 5-10 minute car journey, like I'm praying for traffic because that's the amount of time we get to spend together just having a little chat. Because as soon as we're in her house, we can't really talk in the same way about personal things with each other because now there's an audience, now there's people around. I'm really lucky. My mum and dad are never in the house. This is their house. They moved during the pandemic. They're great. They're great socialists. They go out and socialize with people. They're really busy and they make a lot of time with their friends. And it gives me and Helen the space of this house to have dinner together, to watch films and shows and talk. And it's so much more than just having a Valentine's, having a birthday, having an anniversary, having a house, having a room. It's the next step for our couple relationship to be together. I look forward to the days where a ring can move over one simple space because all that's coming. But it's so hard to do that from two different postcodes. I say this in so many of the car vlogs. I would take my hat off and bow to the nearest person who has a long distance relationship, go the distance and go long term. I don't know how you do it. Because if I loved somebody the way I love Helen, I couldn't be on the other side of the world. I'd have to pack my bag. I'd have to. I'd have to pack my bag and I'd have to be on that first flight over there, because to love somebody from a distance is a painful thing. And when you're in that position where you're both forced to do it, it's more painful. So Valentine's Days are really special. They're more than just the cliche Valentine's Day. Got you some chocolates, got you some flowers, got you some teddies, or whatever the case may be. I want to cook us a meal, and I want to look forward, and I do look forward to cooking us a meal, and talking while we eat it, and getting a dessert as a surprise, and watching a show or a movie, and just actually enjoying the day, having that day together. And we're really lucky today. This year, Valentine's Day hasn't fallen on a day where we're meant to be in work. My birthday, my 25th birthday, I was in work all day. Didn't get to see Helen until 6 o'clock in the evening. That's not normal. But that's where we're at, geographically speaking. But we shouldn't be for too long. It's been 5 years. It's been hard. It's been very stressful. And it's pushed me to my limits. And Helen is such a good partner because she can pull me back from really dark places and help me stay on a straight and narrow and look at what we've got to look forward to. Even when it is, has felt in the past so far away from being a reality. It's so close now. And we are so close. We just, on the Thursday just gone, so on the 12th, we just posted off our final house contract. And solicitors are the biggest pain in the arse. But hopefully, we get something back from the solicitors. And the guy who sold us his house is happy. And our solicitors are happy. And his solicitors are happy. And we can move forwards on getting the keys. Should have been this weekend. But solicitors are a pain in the ass. What can I say? Buying a house is very difficult, especially when you're 25 and 24, which we both are. We're both very young people, and we want to start our life. And I think that starts by having your own property, having your own privacy, putting some barriers in place, and putting a bit of your own routine together, which we've never had a chance to do. So yeah, I look forward to celebrating Valentine's Day properly in years to come, and to enjoy them. But I also will look at this Valentine's Day and remember the fact that this was the year where everything changed. From here till next year will be a massive defining year for us. And I'm really excited to see what comes next. And we're going to take you guys along for the ride. So if you like relationship content, if you like day in the life content, all the vlogs, travel vlogs, trip vlogs, birthday vlogs, daily vlogs, anything like that, house videos, we're all going to do over on this channel, the Tellin channel. So stick here, subscribe, watch all the stuff, because me and Helen have got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and we've been really patient, really brave, and really strong to get through a lot of hurdles to get to this point. And now we're slowly entering the stages of this is where the fun begins. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great Valentine's Day, however you choose to celebrate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe for more. Peace.